Hey everybody, welcome in. What am I doing? This one. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Welcome in, everybody. How's it going? Thank you very much for waiting. Sorry about that. We are... Where are we? I don't even know where we are. Look at the menu's off. We're in October. We're on Paris. My name is Josh. This is the Gaming Joy channel, and we're gonna... we made some money, spent some money to make some money, and I'll explain it all in a second. Here we go. All right. Where are we? Welcome in, everybody. Hey, PCS World, David, Towboat, welcome in. Thanks for being here, guys. So, I want to set up a coffee plantation on this field, right? That's the goal. This field or farmland 6, I want to set up a coffee plantation. It costs $136,000. That's a lot of money. I didn't have $136,000. But I was able to sell every last bit of lime we had, and I bought this field right here, which was $115,000. In my mind, the way I thought about it is, we can spend a little bit of money to give ourselves a constant flow of money, because I want to cover field 6, good part of it, in coffee vines. Coffee vines cost money, like $63 a foot or something silly. So yeah, we're gonna try to do that tonight. But so what I did, and I'll show it to you, is right here. We got a new truck. Got this awesome cab over. I love cab overs. I can't wait to. I'm hoping there's gonna be plenty of cab overs in the next game. I really, really hope so. Let's move my face to the middle. Move my face to the middle. Hi, Michael. That's not in the middle. It's even close to the middle. There is a, I'm seeing numbers on my screen when I'm moving it to see if it gets close there. There's the middle. All right. We got this cab over Ford. This thing's awesome. Cab over Ford 9000. And we're going to hire a worker. Workers are good. But this worker is going to drive on his own. And he's going to drop off some lime. And so what we've done is we bought this, we used our other truck, and we very, very slowly transported some lime until we sold enough to be able to buy this truck. And this truck has a much bigger bed, and this is using not the AR frame beds, but BC Bueller's beds, which I think they're almost exactly the same. It's funny if you look at the two packs, right? If we look at the packs, where is it here? Look at the AR frame pack. It's all of these beds, right? These are Crownzilla beds. But then if you look at the BC Bueller pack, which is, where is it? What are they called? I don't even remember what they're called. This is the Ford we're using, Ford WT 9000. Find it. I promise. Can't find it. Son of a monkey. Totally can't find it. It's supposed to be something simple like BC Bueller beds or something. Am I just blind? Yes. Bulk tray. It was right there. And so these beds are similar. Not the same, but similar. But that's okay, because these fit here. And so now we have this trailer transporting, and I'm actually going to go ahead and, because I lost a little bit on that screenshot, I'm going to go ahead and force, because I had to empty out the screenshot. Hold on, I'm going to get it here before he gets in here. Lime fill. Okay, so I did have a full bed I totally forgot, so I'm gonna let him go into his fill point. We're gonna have to move this back, I guess. There you go. I had to move it back a little bit. And then he's gonna stop. He's gonna just drive off to the lime point, hopefully. Yeah, now he's gonna drive off to the lime point and sell. So the lime point's down here. This is the production point. Now we didn't buy the production point. It's still a sell point. So right now, this guy's just gonna drive in a loop, pick up some lime, and sell it, making us pretty constant money until the lime right here runs out. Hopefully that'll give us enough money to buy some coffee today. But that's what we're gonna do today. So today we are gonna come in here and we're gonna buy this farmland. So I kind of wanted to set up for this to get going on the coffee. We only got a couple weeks left until Farm Sim 25 comes out. We can talk about that today if you want. But I want to get going on the coffee. So we're gonna buy this field and we're gonna tab. Nope. And this is not ready. Almost ready. Sugarcane is not ready yet. And then we replanted with barley, which is not ready. They're growing, but not ready. Which means it's time to mow again. But we're not going to mow the same field. Because see, if you look, the grass we mowed last time, still growing. Not ready to harvest. We mowed this grass up here last time. We've limed and fertilized it. It's growing. It's ready. But we did buy a new field just now. And we have to mow it, of course. So let's go ahead and mow what we can. And do a little bit of ground control. Ground smoothing and whatnot. To turn it into the field we want it to be. Alright. Sound good. We'll come in here and just do refill. How is everyone doing tonight? Good question, Ronnie. I'm doing okay. I've been out of it for the past 2 days. Haven't been around for people's streams. I haven't been around for anything. Unfortunately, a friend of the family, a relative, passed away, and I've been at a funeral past couple days. So let's start out by spending some money. So this field looks pretty smooth, but not smooth enough for me. So we're gonna go ahead and smooth it out before we do anything. As you can see, it's going very slowly. We're just smoothing out the high points. It's a pretty smooth field, but there's also like a big, like, a rise to this field. And we're also going to smooth out around the edges, because the edge of the field is kind of like this weird hill thing. It kind of looks bad. So we're going to spend a couple grand smoothing out really quick. Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you very much. It was on my mother's, my wife's side of the family. A cousin's mother passed away. Kind of suddenly, so. Whole family was out there supporting, doing what they can. Apparently that's the road into this field. That's kind of a weird road into a field. Now we can't really put vines down this little hill on this backside. We're gonna have to like basically do vines up to this line right here or so, because I don't think I can smooth this hill down enough to be able to have a smooth transition for the vines. And our vine cart is gonna struggle on hills. You'll see what I mean by that in a little bit. Let's check this end of the field. Make sure this end of the field's good. That's pretty good. So the first thing we're gonna do is mow it. It's what we always do. We gotta do it, right? Gotta mow first. It's like mantra for me. I want to do the strong smoothing. What does that even mean? Strong smoothing? Like extra smooth? Oh, we're down to hours now, huh, Ronnie? That's right, Ronnie says we're 20 days and 10 hours until FS25. I was watching some of the so there's a bunch of influencers, farm sim folk, who got invited to an influencer event, which is cool. And there's been some videos coming out today on some features of FS25. I've had like literally 10 minutes to actually watch those videos, so I don't know everything that's in them. But you guys let me know what about that was kind of shown off today you guys want to talk about, right? And Towboat's favorite thing, we're going to be mowing. Of course. Of course. We have to make it nice and smooth for our mower, though. Speaking of mowers, gosh, I'm like talking nonstop. Maybe I should take a drink of water. Or coffee. Speaking of mowers, I saw in, who was it? Farm Sim Guy? He released a couple of videos today. I didn't watch them at all. Farm Sim Guy was one of his videos that stuck out to me. He obviously released a lot of videos. I have not watched them all. But one of Farm Sim Guy's video was showing off Huton Pantai. I hope I'm saying that right. And he was on Huton Pantai with a mulcher, but it was a batwing. I mean, it was folded. I'm hoping that it folds back up, but it looked very much like a batwing, but it was in mulcher configuration. And so I'm wondering, because we haven't gotten a fact sheet for that machine yet, I'm wondering if that's going to be a batwing. Because if that's a batwing, you better believe the first thing I'm going to do is convert it into a dynamic mulcher mower destroyer of worlds using all of the stuff for my HX20 batwing. Like, that's going to be the very, very first thing I do. And that'll go out if I can get, if that's what it is. You can change it on the go from mulcher to mower. PCS, is that true? Because, I mean, that's what mine does. So if Giants did that, then they stole my idea. Just kidding. I hope you can change it on the go, because that's what should happen. And if, anyways, if it doesn't change into a mower on the go, you better believe that I will be releasing a version of it that is not only fully colorable and made black, but it also can switch on the go from mulching to tree killing and all that kind of stuff, because that's the way I want to play it. Because I really just want a good batwing mower. I mean, is that so hard to ask for? I want a good batwing mower that doesn't stay perfectly flat when you go over bumps and it contours to the land, like a batwing mower should. Right? Alright, that's enough flattening for today. We'll see more flattening needs once we mow. But we're going to go ahead and mow and see what kind of yield we get off this field, since we just bought it. So yeah, as who mentioned it? Somebody mentioned that there was the GPS. Ronnie says he likes the GPS. So the one other thing that I was really, really hoping, but we hadn't seen any confirmation yet, we did actually... Oh, look, Driver 53 is live on FS25 right now from the special event. That's cool. Um, the one thing we didn't get confirmation of, and that I really hope is confirmed, is that the GPS, apparently if you hit H, it hires the worker. If you hit H twice, it opens up the GPS menu. Which means we now have, which everyone's like, oh cool, you know what I mean? No, you know what that means? That means the game is detecting double clicks and allowing you to do something different on a double click. That's huge. From a modding perspective, that's way bigger than the fact that there's a GPS menu. The fact that they've actually implemented a double click mentality on any key on the keyboard is a really big thing, because that opens up keybinds. That opens up the ability on a controller to double tap something and open up a menu. Before, all of the keybinds were always like, you know, hold this, click this, and then use your nose to push the fourth button. You're like, stupid, right? But if they have added the ability to detect and use a double click, that's pretty cool. But nonetheless, we did get a GPS menu, and apparently the menu allows for start on headland or start in center, which is great. It allows you to customize the number of headlands with a slider, and it looks like you're going to be able to do infinite headlands, which means you could set it up to do a spiral, which is pretty cool. It lets you adjust the working width, so if it doesn't automatically figure out the working width, then you can adjust it. And that's actually going to be key for, because I don't know if you guys know this, but the GPS mod, the one that everyone uses, guidance steering, has a whole configuration file to fix the working width when you have more than one mower attached. So if you have a front mower and a wing mower, it needs to know that when you're in that configuration, you need to have, an extra 3 meters of width, and you need your center line to be offset by negative 1.5 meters to the left, so that your tractor's in the middle of the left lane, your wing sticks out to the side, right? That's in the GPS mod, it's in the code. You guys haven't seen it, I have. And I'm hoping that Giants has actually incorporated something like that to allow modders to be able to define custom GPS offsets for machines for GPS. So if I build a mower, and let's say my mower has an adjustment where it can either go to the right or go to the left, I should be able to set something up in my configuration, my XML, to tell GPS what to do when it's in a certain configuration. So I'm really hoping they took that into account. If it was me, I would have, but Giants is nowhere near as smart as I am. But yeah, it's pretty cool to see that the double click thing is a thing. They were using Xbox controllers. Yeah, the Farm Sim guy video is the only one I watched. Sorry, I literally have been out of the ability to look at any of this stuff today. The Farm Sim guy, he did say to press H. So the vocals for when he was demoing it, he said you can press H to hire a worker, or press H twice to open up the GPS menu, which I'm taking to mean that he's pressing the keyboard because there's no letter H on an Xbox controller. I know they were driving with an Xbox controller, but for some stuff, like opening your GPS, you're going to have to do it with, unless you're used to using the controller. So I'm hoping that the same double click thing works on controllers, because that would be super cool. What else? Did you guys see anything else? Okay, well, PCS World, then that gives me my first dedicated FS25 mod. Is to take that mulcher and turn it into a mower / mulcher. And you better believe I'm going to give it all the features. All of the features. Yeah, I'm assuming that Giants is going to be very short-sighted about it, and they're not gonna see that it looks like a batwing mower. They're gonna see that it looks like it is a mulcher because that's what it is in real life, and they're not going to enable it to be a mower also because that's not real. So me adding that functionality to it would be something that does not exist in real life, but yes, Ronnie, totally, I do that for all platforms. Yeah, it's a name brand sponsor. They can't change it. They can't make it do stuff that it's not supposed to do. That doesn't mean I can't. I'll have to think of a good name for it. I don't even think I saw the brand name on it. I literally watched like 5 minutes of his video. So I don't even know if I know what brand it is. Do you guys know? But for me, that's one thing that I'm going to miss in 25 as soon as I start playing. And that's a good batwing mower. Because I love the batwing mower that I fixed up, which is the HX20, which is originally a black sheep modding mower. But I fixed it up to work right, or wrong, depending on how you look at it. And I love that mower. It's like one of the few things that's in every folder, but it's black sheep moddings and I can't do anything with it, so that's my first target, like a target. Maybe I do it to all of the mowers in FS25. Turn them all into on-the-fly mulcher, mower, windrower destroyers. That'd be cool. So what else? What else have you guys seen? I haven't seen the rest of the videos. I know it's not a full build that they're playing with. I got that message kind of came across from multiple people. It's not a complete build. Lots of stuff is turned off. I did notice that the textures are a little bit more high fidelity, which I'm looking forward to, as most of the models that I'm going to be bringing to the game are a higher resolution than the 22. But I wasn't able to see anything else. So what other features have people shown off? I mean, ground deformation, yeah, you do. You know what I want to know with ground deformation? Here's what I want to know. I want to know if ground deformation, my number one thing that I figured out my very first day of, not first day, my very first live stream, which most of you probably not seen because it was over on Twitch. But my very first live stream playing Farm Sim 22, about probably the third stream, I think, I was playing on Erlengrat and it started snowing. And it really, really, really pissed me off that there was no tracks in the snow. But it was actually worse than that. It wasn't just that there was no tracks in the snow. It's that there was no tracks in the snow immediately surrounding your vehicle. But if you were driving back and forth over your tracks kind of thing, there was tracks in the snow in the distance. So like I was on Erlengratt and I was driving across the grass fields to go to the sawmill or something, and I could see my tracks far off, but when I got close, there was nothing. And it was almost like they didn't exist anymore after a certain point. You know what I mean? Like, which is super lame, if you ask me. All right, let's do this. Hold on, control like this. 3. All right, now we're gonna actually go in some rows and lines. We're gonna make some straight lines here, folks. And did I guesstimate it right? Ooh, look at that, I did. I win. Bean harvest and a pea harvester. Yeah, they're really pushing that stuff, huh? The trick is obviously going to be to come up with a bean harvester and a pea harvester that doesn't use the oxbow stuff. No, it'll never replace Courseplay. There's no way. I think for a lot of people it will, not for me. No way. Because there's no saving. There's no reproduction. There's no sharing courses. Oh, actually, hold on. Hold on. Which one? Down. This thing has to be set on 6 meters. You can create a course and then you can reverse it. That's fine. But can you create a course and then share it with another machinery? So can I create a course with a mower and then share that course with a baler so the baler could just bale up my windrows? Because if that feature isn't there, I'm using Courseplay, I'm not using GPS. Can you really? I'm surprised about that. I wonder if that's the question, if that's the case, I wonder if they actually, because the menu that pops up looks a little bit like Courseplay, I wonder if it is Courseplay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder if they worked with the Courseplay dev team to get Courseplay into FS25, and they just haven't been public about it. Right? Because if as long as you can, like, save courses and share courses and have a lot of the tweaking kind of settings that Courseplay gives you, then I would stop using Courseplay. But I use Courseplay for a lot of the very technical stuff. So, I mean, those are the things that I use Courseplay for. I mean, you've seen me doing this. I could use Courseplay on this field if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. Because I'm having fun mowing, because I like mowing. But, I mean, I just hope that if they're doing that, if they're working with the Courseplay team, this machine is just slightly underpowered, huh? Just slightly. If they're working with a Courseplay team, I wonder if we're just getting like a Courseplay Lite. And maybe then the Courseplay team will just be like, oh, here's Courseplay Plus. Or they'll really screw us over and just add it as a paid DLC, you know? That could happen too. You can't see because the glasses, I'm rolling my eyes, in case you were wondering. That was a hard eye roll. Just to be clear. A hard eye roll. I think I just made that up. Yeah, no, don't get me wrong, Ronnie. If they're giving you Courseplay Lite and they're getting it on console, I am super, super excited for you because, in all honesty, when they originally started talking about GPS, it seemed like it was pre-built, predetermined, just like kind of hard-coded, no configurations, right? That was the like the first couple demos. But now that we know that it's configurable, you guys are literally like we're getting literally Courseplay Lite. From what I've seen, it's totally Courseplay Lite, or like version 4 or 5 of Courseplay. Like the new version of Courseplay, which is 7 point something, is way more advanced than that. But if we're getting the simpler version on consoles, I'm excited. I'm excited for you guys. And welcome in, Rusty. Thanks for making the stream. Happy you're here. Happy to be mowing. I'm always mowing. You know, our money isn't going up. Did you guys notice that? Our money's not going up, it's going down. Why is our money not going up? Let's go check over here. Visit. Okay. Truck's here. Oh. Our worker is not working. Alright, so this course, this is the course. And if you guys haven't used AutoDrive, here's your quick tutorial. This is a super ultra simple course. But basically the way that AutoDrive courses work is the AI will drive on the course until it gets to the target point. And if it hasn't gotten filled up by the time it gets to the target point, it just drives by. So it waits for itself to get filled up by like whatever you're doing to fill it. So it has to hit a trigger of some kind. And if it hasn't hit that trigger, then it just sits there at the end point, like waiting to be filled. So if I just go back to the thing, so I'm turning it back on. And now it's driving, you can see where it says driving to lime fill. And then it should get right up here. And now it's getting filled. And then this, we should move this. Because I want it to, when he stops at that point, I want this thing to be filling. Wow, he's so mad at me, he turned off his engine? Alright, we'll go back to mowing. Let that guy work. Where's my truck? Why isn't that Ford showing up here? Another bug with these janky Fords from King Mods. This one doesn't show up as a vehicle. I can't tab to it. AI settings box does not have a copy paste choice. Yeah, that's what I figured. It's Courseplay Lite. That's great. I mean, it's not great. It's great in general. Let's put it that way. I'm not knocking it. Thank you, Giants, for giving us Courseplay Lite. Super awesome. I'm still going to use Courseplay, but I'll probably use this every once in a while, just like I use regular workers every once in a while. But, you know, which means I'm going to have to wait for the Courseplay team to release a version for FS22 that's not Courseplay Lite. He went out to a rice paddy, start off wrong and back up, yeah. I saw a farm sim guy go into like he like pressed H to start the worker, and then the worker went to the middle. He was like, I don't know what's going on. Like he's kind of like not sure. But that was only the short. I didn't actually watch the whole video, so I will watch the videos tonight. I just, you know, family comes first. What else did you guys see? Is that it? I mean, is just the same stuff over and over? Like the bean harvester, the rice paddy, stupid thing. The peas. Is it a special oxbow pea harvester, which costs $500,000? I mean, is that the only way to process peas? When is Giants going to learn that we don't want $500,000 machines? You know, I was just thinking, if they're gonna have swathing, right, in the next game, this type of equipment would work perfect for swathing, because it would just leave a swath, right? So a trailed machine like this at like, what is this, 6 meters, would be a really awesome like intro to swathing for low cost, low income farms. I wonder if there's a mod idea in there somewhere, like to release a, you know, one of these things that's a mower. It has like two different options, one where it's a mower and another where it's a swather, since swathing is going to be, you know, in the game. Look at me, I'm like bleeding ideas right now. It's like I can't stop thinking about cool ideas and how to change everything. I'm not going to leave it alone. I was actually thinking, I have a mod in mind, where I was kind of thinking of playing FS25, but playing the FS25 Black Edition, and basically not playing any base game equipment, even though that's all that's available, and modding every single piece of equipment that I use and turning it into a Black Edition, adding all my cool features, right? For everything. Tractors, equipment, trucks, everything, and basically all blacked out, the whole thing, and call it the Bhutan Panay Black Edition or something. But actually mod every single piece of equipment like from day one. That's a good idea. I like that idea. Yeah, this thing needs more oomph. It's a little sad, but it is going up a pretty steep hill. So see now, like the lime thing keeps going, right? And you can look at it on the map. If we look at it on the map, you can see it driving around right here. It's filling up. Go enter vehicle. See, it's filling up. And then he's just going to go sell again. And he's just keep doing doo-doo-doo until this thing is no longer in range of lime. And then we'll have to adjust the line. And now I can't get back to the field. Oh, dang it. Where's this thing? I'm going to bring this guy out to the field. Okay, hear me out, hear me out. I'm going to bring this dude out to the field because I can tab to this guy. And I can't tab to the Ford, to the one that I'm mowing with. So I'm just going to bring this guy out to the field so I have somewhere to tab to. Yeah, I'm sure someone like Yoast is going to be making a no fog mod. That's going to be like the first thing that people do. I think Giants is it's going to be a big miss if Giants doesn't give people a way to turn down or turn off the fog in base game. And that's me sounding hopeful, and I'm really sorry. I know you guys don't come here to hear me sounding hopeful that Giants is going to do something the right way, but this one time, I'm so sorry, but I am hopeful that they're going to do it right. And of course, someone will release a mod, but the downside is as soon as someone releases a mod, it's going to be PC only. They're not going to be able to do that for... good luck with that. They're not going to be able to do that for all platforms, because it's going to be a script mod. Because I'm going to bet, and I don't know anything, but if I have learned enough from how Giants does things, The fog is going to be a per map setting. So it's going to be something that's in the maps files. It's going to be in the environment file inside of a map, and the environment file defines what the lighting conditions are. Like, see how this map is kind of a little bit yellow? It's going to define that. And I can make this map look like something else. Go to my advanced game settings, which is also a PC only mod. And I could turn on, where is it? Is it here? Custom lighting I've turned off. But I could make it look like Elm Creek if I wanted. Right? See, now it's more like Elm Creek, right? I don't want that. But it'll be in here. And I'll let additional game settings do that, because I'm sure they'll do it. But someone's going to have to be able to either turn the fog off or turn it down. I think Rusty's right too. I think that all the fog, so it's going to get to a point about a week after the release of FS25 where I'm going to get really freaking sick of hearing the word God rays, or having every single content creator stopping what they're doing and being like, oh my God, look at the God rays through the trees. Oh my God, look at the God rays. Come on. Every AA video game for the past 5 years has had God rays in it. Farm Sim is just catching up. Right? But it's going to be the new shiny. And so every content creator, probably myself included, I'm probably going to fall into the trap too. But every content creator is going to be like, oh my God, look at the God rays. They're so pretty. Oh my God, look at the fog. And you bet that everyone is not going to be sleeping until 9 a.m. They're going to sleep till 6 a.m. just to make sure that they're awake and out playing to try to like be able to see the fog in the morning. I'm going to be sick of it really quickly, I'm sure. Can't get a good screenshot. Every screenshot, for every thumbnail, for every video for the first like month of Farm Sim 22 is gonna have fog in it. I can see it now. Stupid. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand. I get the immersiveness, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. Fuck God rays. Why are they focused so much on the damn God rays and not on farming? Isn't that what we're here for? This isn't God Race Simulator. Yeah, they would. Why am I missing? To lower it to 5.9? It's annoying. I hate changing my track. Yeah, it's a selling point to make money. But is it a selling point for a good game? I don't know. Don't look at me. I just work here. I was actually playing my Alone in the World save yesterday, Rusty. I'm like almost at the point you are, where I'm starting to build my own farm. Or I have the idea on how to build it, but right now, as usual, I'm mowing the entire map, so it takes a little while. If 2020 didn't prove that money's more important than anything, yeah, exactly. Somebody's making money. I'm making money. Look at the money up in the top. It's 6 p.m. Why is it 6 p.m.? You know, I don't think I slept to the next day. This is still the same day as the last playthrough. Yes, that means that we'll have finished the mowing and we'll have sugarcane to harvest. And sugarcane to harvest means money. Money, money, money. Yeah, they said it was healthy. They said it was good for you. Oh, this is one of my favorite songs. How much money have we made today? I'm gonna look. Time played 39 hours. Where's the money screen? Sold products. Harvest income. $353,000. I think that's from the lime. I think it's somehow going through his harvest income. Is it really PCS World? I didn't know that. I wouldn't doubt it for a second. This is a much bigger field than I thought it was. Look, I think we got about half this field mowed. Got a lot of stuff to clean up, though. $110. Our lime mine is still making us money. And that worker, I mean, we're paying him wages, so it's not like we're cheating. You know, I thought it was funny. My when I was growing up, my older sister, she lived in a town called Marlboro. For some reason, I always thought it was spelled like the cigarettes. It's not. What else is in FS25? What else is going to be fun? What else can we break? What other mods are going to be missing? Like, from what you guys have seen so far, like, what functionality is missing? I'm noticing something, especially now that I did the bio-baler thing, right? I'm noticing that there's a lack of base game inexpensive equipment for a lot of stuff. So you get a lot of base game stuff that's either super expensive or it's all geared towards this very customized machinery where there's no manual option. You have to do the big and scary. Like, I'm a little bit, not afraid, but a little bit bummed that like all of this talk about beans and spinach and peas, the talk is not about the crop. The talk is about the special, very expensive, bespoke machinery that you're going to have to buy to harvest these crops, right? But they haven't, and it's like grapes, right? When grapes came out, like, there still isn't, to this day, there's no other way to harvest grapes. Well, there's only there's one or two, but you basically have these big bespoke machines. You know how hard it was for me to find an 80s vineyard type harvester? It just doesn't exist. Right? It doesn't exist. I mean, I found one. This is some kind of weird Russian thing, and you guys are going to laugh your butts off when you see it. But, yeah, weird Russian stuff. It was all people power. So that's what I'm going to do for my coffee plantation. It's people power. You'll see. You're going to laugh your asses off. But yeah, like, Giant seems to focus on the new, shiny, and... you know, the big bespoke machinery, and sometimes they'll give us a little taste of something cool, like the Farmall, right? Or the Volvo, right? A little bit of something old, not super expensive, but still works. I think they're missing it. There's a big gap, right? They're focusing on like for most part, especially with equipment, not just tractors, but the equipment. They're focusing on new age, new technology farming. And I think it's still up in the air, right? I agree, it's up in the air. But from what videos I've seen of farming in Asia, generally in Asia, since we don't have a map that's actually specifically in one country, from what we've seen about what I've seen personally about farming in Asia, is it's either a lot of manual labor harvesting, right? Harvesting, planting, whatever, or they use some modern equipment, but there's a lot of like DIY kind of stuff, right? DIY machinery that they've adapted to do a very specific task in a very specific way. And my opinion is, I think that if they don't include some of that, especially if they're including an Asian map, they're missing out. They're missing out on a big part of the market. Right? I think a fun mod for the Asian market would be like we call it the team of workers mod, where you can just hire it. You can go to a map and just say hire workers, and it'll send like a team of people out onto the map with like the conical hats on and stuff, and doing whatever needs to be done, but doing it manually. That would be awesome. Contextually appropriate, but awesome. But Giants would never do that because they can't make money off of that idea. I can't either. I don't care. It's like hire a family of workers. Yeah, they always focus on the large scale, most expensive farms. But I don't know about large scale. Like, yes, large scale, but I think they go large scale to a point. Maybe PCS. They want it to look shiny, but they're also adding more realism into the game that does think you do things slower, and you do things more deliberate, more accurate, more realistic. And in all honesty, that's not what that generation wants. They want it to be a video game. They don't just want to drive tractors. They want to play bumper cars with tractors. You know what I mean? You know, if they really wanted to gear towards that market segment, they would include government subsidy sign in the base game, right? So that the people who want that flashy experience can just be like, oh, give me all the money so I can buy all the equipment. Not the farmer who wants to earn that equipment, but they want to be flashy and buy all the equipment. Why is this missing? I brought the width of this thing down, hoping that I wouldn't miss anymore. And I keep having to bring the width down. It must be more like a 5.8, 5.7. Keeps missing stuff. It's super annoying. Should be base game that deals with multiple generations of equipment, not just one map. Yeah. I think it's really, honestly, you know, I know it takes a lot of work. I really think it's a miss that Giants is only planning on, within the first year of FS25, only releasing 4 maps. I think that's a miss. Because we've seen all the maps they're going to release, right? The only one we haven't seen is whatever the quote-unquote European map's going to be. We don't know what that one is yet. But it's still only 4 maps for FS25. I think that's a miss. Yeah, Ronnie, I agree. I just don't think it's going to come from Giants. I don't think that they're going to build a UK 4X map. I just really don't. Like, they've quoted that for the Season 1 pass, the next map is going to be a UK map. So I don't think they're going to make a 4K UK map. I really don't. I just hope they allow 4K maps on console. I think that's the one thing that I'm super, super hopeful for at this point, is probably above everything else, based on what we've seen so far, is I hope that it's 4K maps on console. Yeah, but if you remember PCS, if you remember, they also didn't show off Erlengrat before FS25, 22. Oh my gosh, 3 months? That's crazy. Where has the time gone? Like, they didn't show off Erlengrat almost at all before FS22 came out. And because Erlengrat was from the previous iteration of the game, you know, it didn't get very many updates. Yeah, I wasn't around either, so I never played the earlier version of the game. This will be the FS25 release. will be my first release having played the game before. If that makes any sense. I don't know if that statement makes sense at all. But having played the game before, this will be my first release, like, as a player who likes the game and wants it to succeed or whatever, but with some like context. Like I didn't have context when I started playing FS22. Turn the music back down. I didn't have context at all. I'd never played it before. Like I just hadn't. It was new to me, so I didn't have any context. And a lot of people like, oh well, FS19 this, FS19 that, FS19 that, and even today, people are still doing that, right? Oh, we had this in FS19. Oh, we had this feature in FS19. Oh, Seasons was so much better in FS19. Blah 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 blah. That's inevitable, I think. I'm not complaining about it, but when I started, I didn't have any context, so I'm trying to keep in mind that not every player who will be coming into FS25 is going to have the context that I have, and or maybe more importantly, isn't as jaded as I am about giants. Like, I have to remember that not everyone is as jaded as I am. It sucks to be jaded in 3 years. Right? It's only been 3 years. But welcome in, Bruce. Thanks for coming in. I didn't say hi to you before, I'm sorry, but thank you for being here. Yeah, 3 months. Thank you so much for being a member for 3 months. It means so much to me. And I think you're already seeing, Bruce. Yeah, Bruce and Rusty are already seeing the next color for the tractors. It's hard to see because the tractor icons are so small. But you guys are already on the next color. I think it's green now. Oh, Ronnie. You didn't have to do that. Thank you so much. That song was wrote for me? What does wrote mean? Wrote? Yeah, they will. They'll figure it out. Written. Oh, written for you. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I'm excited. Don't get me wrong, I'm excited. I don't know if I'm going to be a hashtag for Ronnie, for sure. I don't know if I'm going to be... probably won't be able to take any time off. Or anything like that, so I'm just going to be probably doing my Black Edition idea and modding every vehicle in the game from day one. I don't know if it's in here. Do I have it in here? Let's see if I have it in here. No, I don't think I have it in here. I have these, you guys may have seen them in the past, but I had a mod pack that I started building when I first started playing FS22, where I was modding, making small changes to base game vehicles. And I had my own mod pack. It was the Gaming Joy base pack. And I'm probably going to do the same thing for 25. I can do it better now. I think I'm going to be able to make it cooler and better this time around. But that's what I'll do. I'll probably do that to modify base game vehicles and then be able to play with some cooler equipment and have a leg up over everyone else who's playing, because no one else is going to want to put that kind of time in, because I'm crazy like that or something. Oh my gosh, 7:14 already. You know what, hold on, I just noticed that we're not making money anymore. Did you guys notice that too? We're not making money. which means that, yep, that's what I thought. All right, let's turn on the course, turn off auto drive. I wanted to call it like the Boost 2 pack. Or the Boosted pack or something. Alright, so let's start over here. We need to bring this point, the lime fill point, like right about, I want to think it's going to be about there. And then I'm just going to delete all these points. Delete, 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 delete. Keds? I remember Keds. I think I wore Keds when I was a kid. Alright, so this is our little screw conveyor. Not in a bad way. It's just called the screw conveyor. That's just its name. So this is what builds us to the thing. And then, if we go here, we can see both points. This over here, maybe? And if I go click, and then click, and arc it out like that. Let's see if that works. So this area was actually much more compact. It was a much smaller area. And I had to do a bunch of work in flattening and whatnot to get this thing to have enough room to turn around. Because before there wasn't enough room to actually turn around. Don't hit it. Don't hit it. Sneak right under. Ah, good enough for me. Why did you turn on? An old school pair of Converse? Yeah. Alright, now he's gonna go back to making money. Now I gotta go back to my field and finish up the grass work. Where's the mower? I don't even know. Here it is. Orange tennis shoes wasn't a good color in the 70s. Yeah. Oh, mighty with red clay. Oh, God, red clay does so much damage to white material. I'm surprised your mom got it off at all. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping for FS25. I'm really hoping for 4X maps that they're going to allow them on console. I hope they don't limit it just to 4X maps. I am actually hoping they allow bigger maps on consoles. Whether it's... mine too. Whether it's, you know, 16X or not, but, I mean, there's some other sizes in there. Don't get me started on that argument. So, something bigger than 4X could happen. One of the maps I want to make is going to be a 5X map. Just to prove people wrong. Or a 9X map? I forget. I think it was 9. Yeah, Ken, I still want to do that. A banana shape map. If I could figure out how to make a rectangular map, I would do like a rusty 4-field map. right? If I figured out to do like a long, tall map, I would do a Rusty Four Fields map. Just for Rusty, because I know he really wants that. And it would be a long and tall map with perfectly rectangular fields, with like a band in between each field, and then trees planted down each field. And I would call it the Rusty. I don't know. Rusty will give me the name for it. I'll let him name it. But I don't think that's possible. I think it has to be square. Why it has to be square? I don't know. But I think it is. Or do Florida. California. That's actually not a bad idea. I'll call the map After the Fault, PCS World. And it'll be a California map, California shaped map with like a river running down the middle that looks like the San Andreas Fault. And like destruction on both sides. Or maybe like a map called The Crater. Right? Where it's just a big, huge crater. And I'll put Thor's hammer in the middle. And like destroyed buildings all around. You guys have probably got some good ideas for the dumbest maps possible. Let's think about them. What would be a really like left field map design or look and feel for a map? Like those are the kind of maps I want to make. I want to make maps that make people think, or make people like really try to figure out the right way to do something. Right? Forgot to hide the auto drive course. California Raisins. Yeah, I remember the California Raisins. But all of these are misaligned. Since I changed the width again midway through mowing. Remember the California Raisins? They were silly. It's getting dark, and the lights on this tractor are not very good, so I'm going to turn down the speed to 0.5. I've only got a couple passes. We'll leave the grass on the field. We can always pick it up tomorrow, or after sleeping. But I want to finish mowing it so it's all in the same growth cycle, which is super fast. That's the growth cycle we're on. Yeah, I remember the California Raisins and the ads for them. The dancing raisins, the cartoon. Had a very Looney Tunes vibe, right? Yeah, it's giving me harvest income for lime. That's not harvest income. That's sold products. Ken, that's a great one. Oh, I knew I could rely on you guys to come up with some crazy ideas. You got one? You can share it now, Rusty, or you can tell me later. If you want to keep it secret, like, we can work on something. Don't you worry. I'll help you build it. I told you. Get your crayons out, buddy. I'll build your map. Yeah, the underground storage. The guy who did underground storage actually did a really good job with it, and I think it was actually built sort of to go along with the Mars the mission thing. But yeah, the underground storage is a cool idea. I love how it is like a bunker and it goes down underground. Or like be very, very direct with how you name stuff. Like release a bunker silo, but it's actually a bunker. So the map's called Home Farm. All right. What else you got? Are you gonna make me build Grandpa's farm? Or am I gonna help you build Grandpa's farm? Did they use the underground storage in the updated Mars map? I haven't played it, so I would assume that because those two people were working together to get that Mars map out, that's why it was built. Yeah. And Lambo also was working on a underground storage too. Lambo Mods. I don't know if you guys ever saw that, but he was working on an underground kind of bunker style storage thing also. But I don't know what happened to it. Kind of like the sandbox one, the close to home one. Kind of like the close to home one, but inside the living room. Where your map is like... The map is like one of those carpets that had like fields drawn out on it. And you have to plow those. It's a pretty good idea. I'd have to check with Ola and make sure it's okay. He snowmobiles out of snow and use sticks for steering wheels? Yeah. That's good. That's good. I also think there should be official maps for some of the stuff that not farming does. Right? He does a lot of stuff that I think a lot of people would really enjoy, and I know he actually has Patreon and he gets people to go to Patreon to get his custom maps. But like the one tree map. You know what I mean? Like it's just an empty no man's land style map with only one tree on it. I think so that idea of like a challenge map where like you have to play a very certain way. I mean, you can play any way you want, it's farm sim, but that the map is built for you to play a very certain way. And I think that like map makers could go all in on making sure that people do that. Kind of like building a forestry map where like you build a forestry map, but then you take the price and you turn the price of all the crops down to almost nothing. So there's no reason to grow crops, but then you leave the price of wood really high or something like that. That gears you towards doing forestry or not. Or make it a really hard forestry map where the price of wood is really low, but the price of crops is super high. So the first thing you have to do is clear trees, which you're not going to make very much money to do, so you have to clear a lot of trees to buy land to be able to create your own field, right? Maybe that's the other way to do it. But be able to tweak the economy to direct people into playing a certain way, right? Or like tweak the economy prices so you have a map that's like a farming map, right, with no animal pens, but then set animal products to be worth like 3 times as much as they are normally, so that it pays to be an animal farmer, right? Like, totally mess with the just like we do in real life. Totally destroy the economy to force people to do what you want. The one thing I hope they do, and this is one thing that isn't in the game, and this is something that was kind of, so you know that what was it called? There's a mod out there called Pick Your Start Location. It was used on Lone Oak, I think, the vintage Lone Oak or whatever, and a couple other maps where you can specify more than one start location on the map, and that more than one, each start location has different machinery, a different amount of money you get, a different setup. Instead of this like new farmer, you always start in the same farm thing. I think that would be an awesome addition to the game. They wouldn't have to talk about it. That would be like, oh, we added this feature. But I hope that pick your start farm thing comes to FS25, because I personally, I would enable that on every map I built. I would build 5 or 6 different challenge modes into every map that I built, with different starting equipment, different types of machinery you start with, like starting with having a forestry start, or having a sheep start, where literally all you start off with is with sheep and like a flatbed trailer, right? Hey, Ken. I'm sorry, Ken and Tony. Welcome in. A 4-way mirrored map, and it's all but the first to make the baby pig by growing crops and feeding them. Yup. Like, there's been a couple competition maps, and I think competition maps are fun. But the one thing that I think that most of the competition maps missed out on is they weren't mirrored properly. So there was always an advantage to one farm or the other, one side or the other. And the other thing I think that, and this is part of the reason why I built in the Rusty's challenges into Blackwater Bottoms and Split Mountain Ranch, is because if you're gonna have a challenge, you gotta have rules, right? Thanks, Ronnie. Thanks for always being here. If you're gonna have a challenge, you gotta have rules. You gotta have setup. So the other thing I really hope, and this is like an indirect thing, and I haven't talked about this at all, but they're adding NPCs. And they're adding dialogue to NPCs. So I really hope that they enhance the achievement system. And this goes into my survival skills mod 100%. But I hope they enhance the achievement system so that modders or challenge makers like Rusty, that we can create challenges and have a challenge mod. And what it does is when you start up the game, you get a challenge. You enable the mod, you get a challenge. And you start up a new game, it says, hey, do you want to start this challenge? Yes. And then the challenge like walks you through stuff, and it keeps a scorecard. Like, I think that as a global mod would be super awesome. And if I can do it, if Giants doesn't do it, and if I can take the stuff I did for the survival skills mod and make that happen. Oh shoot, there's still these few pieces I missed. Thank you very much, Farming with Outlaw. Welcome in. Thank you for the sponsorship, sir. Continued sponsorship. think this is your second or third month. Thank you very much. But I really hope that, back to the achievement system, I really hope that they actually double down on that achievement system that was sort of there in 22, but not really. And because I think it'll make the game better and more replayable. And I really hope they open it up to modders so that modders can essentially create a mod that's just a challenge. And I really, really hope, and again, this is like a third level of hope here. But I really hope that they make it so that you can do that kind of stuff for all platforms. Because, whoa, that's a header that I just totally nailed. Because, you know, on PC, we can make the mods that do just about anything. But then the console players miss out on it, right? And that's just a bummer. It's just a bummer that we're missing out on that kind of stuff. And I don't want, like, console players to miss out on those things. I want it to be for everyone. And I wish there was a way to do it. And unfortunately, the only way for that to become a reality is for Giants to add those things in. Which kind of sucks. Let's wash the truck. This Ford is almost black from mowing one field. I guess that's kind of legit. It was a pretty big field. Chaos and confusion. Rule number 1. All right. I hope the enhanced vehicle mod comes to 20 to 25. Let's come over here real quick. Let's check on our vehicle, see what's going on. Yeah, see, that's my fault. This thing turned off. Alright, we'll let him run, and then we'll jump back over here to the house. Oh, I jumped right into the bedroom. That's pretty cool. And we're gonna get some sleep. And let's wake up early so we can see the God rays. Sorry, I had to. Of course there aren't gonna be any, but that's okay. Oh, look, the barley is already ready to harvest. And the sugarcane is ready to harvest also. And the grass over here is growing. This one is not ready yet. And this one is not ready yet. So we have 2 harvests to do. So it looks like, I don't know. I'll let you guys choose. We got like 20 minutes left. Poll. Start a poll. Barley. Whoops, that's not the right keyboard. Barley or Markley. I didn't spell that right. Barley or sugarcane. Start poll. Okay, vote quick. Polls only gonna be open for like a minute. What are we gonna harvest? Barley or sugarcane? I don't care. I barely care. Sorry. looks like we got 5 votes. How many people are in chat? I can't even see. 9 concurrent viewers. 9 people in chat. 50. Oh, it's 50-50 for 6 votes. Somebody's going to be the deciding factor here. Come on, who else is in chat? Come on, somebody vote. Whoever votes now is going to win. If you haven't voted yet, you're going to win. All right, I don't know if you're allowed to re-vote, but I think you... Oh, 8 votes! Oh, almost. So somebody tried to get sugarcane to win, but we'll do sugarcane next time. Let's get the Ford, and let's get the harvest started. Thank you, almost everyone, for jumping in and voting. Thank you very much. It means a lot. All right, we're gonna end the poll. And we're gonna get oh my God, this thing's freaking loud. Who made this thing so loud? Don't get me wrong, the engine sounds great on this thing. And actually, we could courseplay the hell out of this thing. I think we can actually courseplay this field. No, you know what? I think this field doesn't work for courseplay. Field work. Let's see if courseplay works. We want 7 headlamps. Generate. No, I don't want to start on center. I've been having a whole hard time because the new default for courseplay. So I don't know if you guys noticed, courseplay updated, and they added a bunch of menu options, and they changed how it works. So all my old settings don't work anymore, and they're in a different place than they used to be. Like the last item here used to be field margin, and now field margin's way up here. And the headlamp overlap default is different. So now when I generate courses, I keep generating them wrong the first time. Alright, we use our old Ford 642 to harvest this field. Jump over to the lime mine, make sure the lime mine guy is going. Oh, look. See, he's far away from the... So, whoops, wrong button. He's stopping in the middle. So he's getting filled up. So he's working good for the now. I have to move it soon. And then, because I know you guys were fighting over it, you can also start the sugarcane. I'll let courseplay do the harvest, because courseplay doesn't do very good with the sugarcane. So I'll put this guy right here, and I'll actually go to start the sugarcane harvest too. Why not? Pipe out. And remember, we have to go counterclockwise on this field because this tractor won't make it up the hill on the steep side. It just won't do it. It'll make it up the hill on this side, but that corner over there, right by the silo, is really steep. And it just doesn't like making it up there. But I think that sets us up for planting coffee next time. So hopefully next time we can plant coffee, and I can show you guys how on PC I can create absolutely perfectly straight rows. but only on PC. Can't do it on console. So there is that mod that came out, like, that lets you paint perfectly straight lines. I actually used that on Alone in the World. Not during the Alone in the World, but I used it to, like, trace out the border of starting land. But to be able to hold control or shift to keep a line perfectly straight, that's clutch. And I think they should add that into the base game. Because it's such a simple thing, like, oh, I want to paint, but I want to paint in a perfectly straight line. Like, why doesn't the game let us? Just add a shift key support to the painting tool. Seems like a no-brainer to me. It only works in the grid, yeah. Yeah, and that's actually the one thing, like the whole grid angle thing, that discussion is everyone's excited for GPS. Don't get me wrong. And I'm excited for GPS too. And I'm totally stuck. I don't have enough power to make it through this corner with this trailer. I'm gonna have to do a loop. Hold, please. I don't even know what I was talking about, because I got stuck. Alright. What was I talking about? I don't even remember. Oh yeah, straight lines. So, everyone is excited for GPS. I get you. I get it. I'm excited for GPS too. And I'm excited for console players to finally be getting a kind of Courseplay Lite. I'm going to keep calling it Courseplay Lite until the entire community calls it Courseplay Lite, and then I'll start a trend. I think it's really great we're getting Courseplay Lite for consoles. I really, really do. I think it's awesome. But Courseplay and GPS are two different things. And so Courseplay Lite and guidance steering, GPS, whatever you want to call it, those are two different things. Now hear me out, right? So there's 3 systems currently in the game for PC to be able to enable yourself to drive in a straight line. And so what most people call GPS is a guidance steering. It's a steering module like you could have in a real life tractor that locks you into a heading. That's all it does. It keeps you in a straight line. But what we're getting from Giants is not that. We are getting Courseplay Lite. We're not getting GPS. We're getting Courseplay Lite. They're different things. Right? Like, Courseplay Lite is great, don't get me wrong, and I'm happy we're getting it. I'm excited. No, I didn't want sugarcane. Son of a bitch. Fine. Shoot whatever's left in your thing. I didn't want sugarcane. Because now I have to go dump the sugarcane so I can go get the barley. Stupid thing. So, like, what we're getting is going to be Courseplay Lite. It's not guidance steering or GPS. Those are mainly for setting yourself up in a straight line. Driving in a straight line. If I hit the button, it locks me in a straight line. It keeps me going in that straight line. That's what it's for. It's not what we're getting. And so I still feel like that's a missing feature. And in some ways, I almost feel like driving in a straight line from a single player perspective could potentially be more valuable than Courseplay Lite. Does that make sense? Exactly. One is like making workers smarter and do better, which I'm all for. But the other one is I want to play and I want to drive the tractor myself, but I want to go in a straight line. So it's exactly what I'm doing right now. I have one harvest going on. The harvester is driving via Courseplay Lite, right? And I highly doubt it's going to do this whole like combine pullout thing. That's a Courseplay thing. There's almost no way that combine pullout thing that's right there. There's almost no way that Giants is going to implement that, unless they're actually working with the Courseplay team, and then it would be a no-brainer because they would get it from the Courseplay team. Yeah, I actually, as a preference, I need to dump this sugarcane here, and I don't remember how. Oh, it's O. Yeah, again, I'm happy no matter what. I'm happy we're getting something. But I still think there's a place for there's still room for improvement. Let's put it that way. Let's just be nice. There's still room for improvement. And honestly, I think the improvement, even if we haven't seen it yet, even if it's just something they're developing and they haven't told us about, which could entirely happen.
I doubt it.
But it could happen, is this straight line capability. I lock myself into a heading, I go in a heading. And I only know that this exists because I've watched farmers like CBW and Dirt Farmer who've live streamed from their tractors to know that this actually exists. You know, they have steering assist. And usually what the steering assist is it actually attaches to your steering column. And it turns your steering wheel for you to match a heading that you tell it. Right? And that's a simple, very mechanical, not digital steering assist. So you still have to be in the tractor. Right? I think that is, if we're not getting that, I think that's a big miss. I think making workers do better, great, but that doesn't enhance the single player game as much. It does, because then you can use workers more, but it does not enhance the single player, I want to do the farming, I want to drive the harvester kind of gameplay. Because if I want to drive the harvester, I still want to do the turns. I still want to be the one controlling the steering wheel. I still want to be the one deciding when to turn around. I still want to be the one deciding what angle I want to drive across this field at. If I want to drive across this field today, up and down, and tomorrow, left and right, I should be able to do that. But from the looks of it, the Courseplay Lite that we're getting from the demo videos, of course I haven't seen it myself, but from the looks of it, from what we've seen, I don't think that's what we're getting. I think we're getting a very stripped down Courseplay Lite with only one mode, with only a few settings to change. And in all honesty, I think that's going to be a little bit boring. Right? I think that if I can only ever harvest a field in one direction, north, south, east, west, and I can't switch it up and go the other direction, that's kind of boring to me. I mean, it's a good feature, especially for people on console, but maybe I'm asking for too much. I don't know. Maybe I am asking for too much. That could be the case. I don't know. Oh, look, the Ford is also waiting for it to be unloaded again. I can't really say the Ford. They're all Fords. But the guy following the corners in driver assist, he was impressed with it, but I'm not, yeah. Oh, following the corners? Like, you mean like navigating around the corners, or that he was actually following the outline of the field? I hope the game's smart enough to figure out the outlines of the fields properly. Oh, I don't have speed sync on here. Oh, well. I guess I'm gonna have to speed sync myself. Old school. It would really help for doing this, like trying to synchronize with this harvester, if the camera would stop like doing what it's doing. I can't. Hopefully they fixed camera collision BS in 25. Like this stupid camera thing going in and out, in and out, in and out is driving me nuts. Here, I'm just gonna cut in front of him so he can't go until he opens. There's just one guy. I think it would be great if we could configure, like, we could customize the workers. Even if it was from a map maker or mod author perspective. We could customize the workers more than we can now. I think that would be cool. I don't know, it's I hate kind of sounding like that because I'm like, oh, this, look at all this stuff we're gonna get. It's great. And then I'm also in the same breath being like, I want more. So I don't know, I kind of feel bad doing that, but at the same time I'm a player just like you guys. You know what I mean? I'm buying the game just like you guys. And I know what's possible, maybe more than some of the people who watch my channel, because I know what's in the game code. I know what the game can do. So maybe I know a little bit more, and that makes me more demanding, maybe? Maybe I'm more demanding because I know how good the game can be. Maybe. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to sound like I'm just not accepting all the new stuff, or it's not good enough. It is, and I'm excited for all of it, and I'll have fun playing it once I can paint my vehicles black. I don't think I'm going to be able to have fun playing it until I paint everything black, but I'll have fun, I promise. You know what I'm looking forward in 25? Here's the #1 thing I'm looking forward to in FS25. You guys ready? I'm looking forward to the first Rusty Money Challenge. That's what I'm looking forward to for 25. Not the game, not the God Rays, not the map, not the new equipment, not the new crops. I don't care about any of that stuff. I'm looking forward to see what Rusty comes up with in the new game. I'm looking forward to the first Rusty Money Challenge. And when Rusty just calls it out, I'll be the first to start it up. Rusty, if you have something in mind, let me know. I want to be there day one. Because I love myself some challenges, and just playing the base game with the base game lack of storyline is I hope that the NPCs add some storyline into the game. I hope they actually add storyline elements in quests and delivery quests, or like, hey, I need you to fix up my tractor and then you can have it. Like, I hope they add storyline to it. I don't know if they will, but they're adding NPCs, so they might. You never know. But what I'm really looking forward to is the next Rusty Money Challenge. And that's all that's left on my plate, honestly. I have to finish Krusty's Challenge. Right? I've got Krusty's Challenge almost done. Next Calmlands. The next Calmlands video is almost done editing, and I'm actually halfway through. I want more story. I am a gamer who loves story. I will play games, entire games, just to see what the storyline is. I like the story of things. And I love it when there's a good story. I love it when there's not just contracts, but quests, things to do, stuff to find. How, like, a good storyline driven game uses the storylines and quests to help you discover the game, discover features, discover possibilities, discover new things. I love that. Alright. Leave that guy there. I'm gonna go empty out the harvester because I think he's full again. Like, that's one of the reasons why I still play No Man's Sky. But I only play No Man's Sky when there's a new not achievement, when there's a new challenge. No, I forget what they're called. But basically, they have these new storyline events. It's not a DLC. It's like every update, every major update, they also release a campaign, like a campaign, essentially. It's not what it's called. I forget what it's called. It sucks that I don't remember. The last one was fishing or something. I really do. I hope there's a sign of hope for story mode. I hope there's a sign of hope for story mode in this 25, honestly. They probably won't be. But I hope so. In all honesty, if I can figure out how to leverage those NPCs into, like, my survival skills mod, I will. I ain't scared. Alright, we're gonna empty this in here, and then we're gonna call it a night. It's been a fun stream. Thank you everyone for being here. Thanks for watching. It's time for me to head out. I have a little bit of money. We got some money stored up. I'm gonna sell some more of that lime mine. I'm gonna finish this harvest, and I'll probably leave it like in this day. And once we finish this lime harvest and pick up the grass, we'll plant some coffee. And since the calendar is off, we can plant coffee whenever we want. I'll show you guys how to plant perfectly straight rows of coffee. And just do it just like Josh. Yeah, it is. Yeah, the next FS may be 28 to celebrate 20 years. I would think that they're planning for that. Who knows what they'll do to get there. But that's going to be it for me tonight. I'll say thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I love hanging out with you guys on my Tuesday night streams. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe for more. If you want, if you're not already a member, I think most of the people in here are. But if you're not already a member, come on over to Discord and chat about anything we talk about tonight or anything else you want to talk about. But that's going to be it for me tonight. And I'll catch everyone next time. It's not the right button. Bye-bye. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.